Oh, NFL betting is a crazy, crazy world, and today has been one of those crazy days. What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live, the Sunday night edition. We're counting down to Sunday Night Football, the Bears and the Packers tonight live from Lambeau Field, and what an incredible day it was, and it is still going. So normally we don't always look back, but there is a whole lot going on right now as we speak. So let's bring in the stars of the show so we can discuss. So here's where we're at right now, because, of course, you know the guys live from the Penthouse, Nashville, Tennessee, M Squared. Good afternoon, sir, or good evening.
Good afternoon, Coach. Yeah, definitely heavily invested in these final games, sweating these out big time. So if you catch me glancing, it is running some DFS numbers, but also watching the end of these games for sure.
Bro, it's all good because we're all into it. AB, good afternoon, good evening.
Yep. Good afternoon. Good evening, Coach. We need the Bucks to score. Field goal, touchdown, whatever it is.
Anything.
I don't want to push. I want the win. Let's get some points.
All right, Alex, what's up, man? You having a good day?
I had a good day, Coach. Yeah, I am one Gronkowski catch away from a clean sweep on my article. So let's go Gronk.
It's always really nice. So, all right. So, those of you who are tuning in for the very first time on this show, we look back very quickly at the day in our sports betting, and then we do sides, totals, all the props you could possibly ask for. If you have a prop you like when we get to that part in about 30 minutes, drop them into the chat and also include the juice so we can get to as many as we can. But here's what we're looking like right now, guys. The Bills, and we all bet on the Bucks. And an hour ago, we were celebrating. Let's take it straight to the pay window. But hold on. The last two possessions, the Bills have scored a touchdown. So now we're in a push position. If you bought it down to 3, if you're not AB and you're one of those that has Tampa Bay at 3.5 or 4, what are you thinking right now?
You're pretty upset. That's brutal. I mean, this game was out of hand at halftime, right? Like, we saw this, we're seeing it out of Tampa. We saw it out of Dallas. We had a blowout in that one, and Washington comes back. It's been a crazy day in the NFL so far.
Crazy day in the NFL, and Tom Brady just got stopped again. So they're going to be punting it to the Bills, 3 minutes and 16 seconds left. So I was worried about pushing. We may lose this damn game at this point, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll keep our eye on that one. Mikey, one good thing that did happen to us today, you said on the earlier show that Washington, Baltimore, and the Bengals would all be great tease positions. You were right. But, was it a sweat today? Was it a sweat today? Washington down 24 to what, 3? Yep. What happened? What are you clapping? What happened?
George Kittle. Kittle caught the ball. They're in range for about a 47, 48-yarder.
Oh, fantastic. Keep me honest on that game because I'm on my iPad, which is behind you by about 45 seconds. So let's keep an eye on that 49ers game. We need the Niners to kick a field goal here. Real quick, what do you make of this game before we get to your teasers? The fact that the Niners – we're up 20-6. We were outside of the teaser number, but the Bengals scored twice. Jamar Chase, dynamic, but they still may end up losing this game.
Yeah, so I don't actually have the Bengals in the teaser. I have the other side. I have the Niners in the teaser, and I have the Niners on. I have Niners +1, Niners +7, and what I recommended to people because they didn't get the number that we gave on Tuesday and the line moved 3 points to then go tease the other side. But I personally didn't because I was already invested with the +1 and the +7.
Okay. Well, I did what you told me to do. You told me to do. So I always listen to you. Are you kidding me? So yeah. I had the Bengals with Washington. I had the Bengals with the Ravens. Today, the Ravens down big, and Washington was down huge. Somehow they managed to get back. I didn't get to see everything, but what did you make of those two teams? Even though they still lost, they got it to within that number.
It was crazy finishes for both of them. I think the hilarious one was Washington. They had a 1st and goal where they scored a touchdown. They didn't let Gibson run it in or have him on the field because they truly thought the game was over. At that point, they were basically conceding that. And then they ended up getting the pick 6. They came right back into it. Look, there's a lot of crazy things there. The Chargers almost didn't cover. The Chargers gave up the onside kick there at the end. They threw an interception right in the red zone, but they were driving again. They almost didn't cover in that one. Just absolutely crazy day with teams coming back.
Crazy. And I had, of course, the Giants. A bunch of us were on the Giants today. So wasn't all in all a bad day, but it kind of feels like a bad day because of how the games are all playing out. The Bills continue to drive. They're at their own 37-yard line, 2:03, 2:01. It's down to the 2-minute warning. So 27-24. We'll keep our eye on that game, 20-20, and the Niners are trotting onto the field as we speak to kick a game-winning field goal. You're ahead of me, Mikey, so I'm going to let you call this one, Mike, as they line it up because I'm behind you.
He missed it.
He missed it. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
a very, very expensive few minutes here.
If anybody ever wonders if we bet our own money on our picks, just watch the next 5 or 10 minutes. You'll be able to tell if we on our own picks. Now, my goodness, this is unbelievable. All right, Alex, let me come to you because you said you had a pretty good day. What was so good for you today? What matched up perfectly with the information you gave on our earlier shows today, but also the prop show on Friday?
Yeah, fortunately, props are obviously much different than the game outcomes. The game scripts kind of went, a lot of them, how I expected them to. A couple of plays that went well for us I gave out on the show were Chuba Hubbard. His involvement was minimal. That was something I had predicted. He only had 10 carries, finished with 33 yards, didn't receive a target in the passing game. Byron Pringle had a 20-yard catch. You got that early in the first half. That was nice. Hollywood Brown, unfortunately, did not cash. He did, however, lead the team in targets. We did see Lamar Jackson go down with an injury. Hopefully it's not a significant one. And then as far as McCollum's plays were concerned, Leonard Fournette's receptions was at 5.5. I felt that number was overly inflated. You don't typically see running backs with reception props that high. Joe Burrow, I anticipated Cincinnati being able to attack San Francisco through the air. That's what's happened in the second half. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown had a big 9-catch performance. He's operating out of the slot without DeAndre Swift, without TJ Hawkinson in that lineup for Detroit. That is just going to be a target funnel for the guy. He had 9 catches, had a really big game as well.
Great question in the chat because we're normally not as heavy with teasers as we are this week. Mike, let me come to you. Logan says, can you give us some more information on why we do teasers? And I think today's a great reason and a great day to ask that. Could you kind of enlighten them on why today was such a good day for teasers?
Yeah, typically when you're looking at the teaser, we're looking for teams that a lot of times you'll see they're teams that I'm also betting against the spread on at least one of the 2 legs. But we're getting them because they have very friendly key numbers. So like in the Ravens case, right, at +2.5 or +3, when you tease it, you get it to tease all the way up to +8.5 or 9. And it's getting you through all of the key numbers of 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, obviously through 3 at that point as well. So that is why a lot of them were positioned in spots where they were putting it to key numbers. And we're expecting the market to mostly be efficient in those spots. So typically it's basically the core of the donkey parlays that I give as well. We're looking for games that have a lot of betting volume that have been bet to the point where we think the number is super efficient and we're likely to get outcomes that fall within a very specific range. And we look for that specific range with very key numbers, and that's where the games ended up falling this week.
All right. Logan, hopefully that helped you. I can recommend, if you're brand new to the show, if you watch our show every single day, you will learn so much. I say all the time, we joke about it, educate and entertain. It's exactly what we try, so you understand how to use the information to the best of your ability to make the bets that you want. A couple of other outcomes today, guys, before we move on to Sunday Night Football tonight, as the 49ers and the Bengals head to overtime. And the Bills are 4th and 4 from their own 41 as well. Today, Cowboys win. That was good for them. They beat Washington, as we talked about. What about AB, the Chiefs? 48-9, they destroy. And there's a bunch of names that we normally never see play for the Chiefs and actually do something, rushing, receiving. It was a complete team effort. Chiefs looked great today.
They look fantastic. I mean, just a complete domination. And you've really got to give so much credit to this Chiefs defense. I mean, they are really creating not only points. I mean, they had a fumble that they picked up for a touchdown on the first play of the game, but they are creating short fields, turnovers, everything for this offense. The transformation of this Chiefs defense from the beginning of the season to now, honestly, it is just incredible. They have done a great job.
They really, really have. I mean, it's crazy. When you look at Alex, from a stat perspective, Patrick Mahomes, I think, is starting to realize he doesn't have to be a superstar every single game in order for them to win. He doesn't have to throw for 500 yards. Today, a very efficient 20 for 24. His passing number did not come in. 258, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a passer rating of 139. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah, he didn't really have to do much with the way the defense played. Pick sixes, turnovers, short fields. He just had to pretty much hand the ball off and connect on some short and intermediate throws to, put this Raiders team away. That didn't have a chance. I felt like this game got out of hand in the first quarter. I believe the Chiefs were up 21-0. So it was a very efficient performance. The Chiefs defense, to me, is the story of the game. They have been phenomenal. They are the biggest reason why this Kansas City team has had this turnaround that we have witnessed in the midst of this winning streak that they're on. So, this team to me is the favorite right now, at least in the AFC, as far as I'm concerned, and the defense is a big reason why. So, offensively, Mahomes was efficient. The running game was working. He was spreading the ball out. We saw contributions from Josh Gordon, from Derek Gore, from all sorts of guys that you don't expect. Even McCole Hardman had a 50-yard pass after only, playing 9 snaps last week. So, if things are going like this, they're going to be tough to beat when that defense shows up the way it did.
All I thought about when Hardman had that long pass play was Mikey saying, "Oh, he's completely been erased in the lineup, courtesy of Pringle as he goes deep." But they threw it to 12 receivers and a bunch of. It was a complete team effort. By the way, you all know how quickly you can get shut out of the chat. In the chat, somebody says, "Coach, quit taking AB's lines. Educate and entertain." Then our man Sean wanted to know how that showdown bet went. Yes, I had to pay, or I will have to pay. AB with a big old cheesy ass smile on his face.
Did you lose the showdown today, Coach? I honestly didn't know.
Did the NFL play today, Alex?
Oh, no! Oh, I don't even know how to react other than
I'm on edge. I'm a little feisty.
Respect.
Sorry.
it's respect. All right, we can't waste any more time. We got to move on to the reason we're here, and that is Sunday Night Football. It's a big spread tonight. The number is 11. AB, what number are we going with as far as the total is concerned?
43.
All right, 43. So 11 and 43 tonight. Best bets. Let's start with Alex. You got anything for tonight's game?
I don't. I have some leans that I like that I'll discuss when we start discussing props, but no official plays as of right now.
You got it. Mikey, anything official for tonight?
Nothing official yet. Lean. So my simulation number is minus 13.2. Lean towards the Packers. Just huge number. Don't feel comfortable with anything really that big in the NFL right now. So it's a lean, but I definitely not an official play.
Okay. The Bengals long pass play. I don't feel good doing it because I know Mikey's on the Niners. I hate it. They're down to the 20, so they're very much within field goal position. But remember, a field goal does not end the game. The Bills are at the 40. Big pass play, middle of the field, down to – they might score. Down to the 14-yard line with 55 seconds. This would be one of the worst losses, not just in betting, but the Bucs are tied for second place in the NFC. And if they lose, being up 27-10 in the fourth quarter, wow. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where were you at, Mikey? Sorry, or who was talking?
So I don't have anything official on the game. I make the spread minus 13.5 or minus 13.2. As far as the Bengals game goes, I am good on the teaser because they don't kick the extra point here. It'll be a +6, so I would still cover my +7, but
yes,
they did stop him. It's 4th down, so it'll be an interesting call there.
Okay, we'll see what they decide to do there. All right, AB, you got any plays tonight? I know I'm feeling a longest reception problem. I need one. Talk to me.
Yeah, we got 2 plays tonight. The first one, we're going to go Devonte Adams, longest reception, over 26.5 yards. You look at how this Bears defense really has been. Look, Devonte Adams, he averaged 22.3 yards per reception in week 6 against the Bears, his highest rate this season. He also had a season high in yards after the catch in that game at 12.3. So the Bears have allowed 11.5 yards per reception this season. We're going to go with Devonte Adams here. We're also going to play. All right, and we're going to do a little gambling tonight. Understand it.
Okay.
We're going to go with A.J. Dillon over 13.5 receiving yards, and I'll tell you why. All right, 17% of Aaron Rodgers' passes in Week 6 against the Bears, all right, had negative air yards behind the line of scrimmage. All right, Rodgers this season has thrown passes with negative air yards on 21% of his attempts, third highest in the NFL. Here's how it goes down. Rodgers averaged 6.3 yards per pass attempt and threw 2 touchdowns on those passes with negative air yards. So in a game tonight where they're going to use the run game for sure, but I think they're going to use the short passing game as the run game. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. So yeah, we're going to go with, like I said, A.J. Dillon over 13.5 receiving yards and Devonte Adams longest reception over 26.5 yards.
It's such a weird position. And let me come to you, Alex, when you talk about Dillon and how much more action he's gotten. But then you still have Aaron Jones, who's dynamic. And if he gets going, then he's got a combo prop at 81 yards. So what do we do when you got those 2 running backs that are both playing good football?
Yeah, I'm actually fading Aaron Jones, particularly his combo prop tonight. Similar to Chuba Hubbard, I felt that number came in 10 to 15 yards too high. We've seen A.J. Dillon essentially become the 1A to Aaron Jones's 1B. He has been the better football player this season. Obviously, Aaron Jones has a great track record. He is an elite running back in the league. But yeah, what have you done for me lately? And A.J. Dillon is the better running back right now. I believe he has the trust of the team more. He's been more productive essentially every game. He's held up. He doesn't have the durability issues that we've seen Aaron Jones deal with this season. So yeah, I like A.J. Dillon quite a bit. I like him quite a bit tonight. Very bullish on his long-term outlook. As far as Aaron Jones is concerned, they just seem to be just kind of handling him a little bit with kid gloves. They don't want to overwork him. He's had, multiple scares this season. It looked like he had a significant knee injury, only ended up missing 1 week, but they're going to be cautious for good reason with him. So I don't expect the workloads that we're typically used to seeing with Aaron Jones. I think A.J. Dillon is the younger back. He's healthier. He's more explosive. They're going to lean on him more, and then Aaron Jones is going to play more of a complementary or like a 1A to 1B sort of thing, with Jones being the 1B in the backfield. So yeah, I actually like fading Aaron Jones tonight, particularly that combo prop you mentioned, Coach.
Okay, very good. And you, of course, you've gotten so good now that you answer questions in the chat when you don't even know that you're answering questions in the chat. You're next level kind of stuff. All right, so to update what's going on in these games, it's getting crazy because now some of our bets have come back into play, okay? So the Bills were stopped. We thought Josh Allen scored, okay? So that's the good news. He stepped out of bounds. The bad news is the Bills tied it at 27. But now we still have the Gronk prop alive. We still have the Bucs potentially covering still alive. In the Bengals game, the total was sitting at 49. Do you know what it'll hit if the 49ers score a touchdown here and win 26-23? That's 49. There's so many things that are still going. I'm so damn excited. I love this. And something could happen for us today. That's all I want. I don't know who's getting the ball, but we'll find out here in a second. Tampa and Buffalo officially, they've now gone to overtime. This is crazy. And the Niners just got a big play down the field, and they're going to be at midfield, 5 minutes to go. We'll keep you up to date. If you are driving in the car, damn it, you're missing some really good football right now. All right, so I think we've given out all of our best bets, but now it's that time of the show that Prop Stars lives for. If you have a prop or a player that you like and you want to know whether or not you should play their prop tonight, throw it into the chat. All right? We'll try to get to as many as we possibly can over the course of the next 10 to 15 minutes. But we're going to start where we always start. Not with you, Alex, because you don't like quarterback props. But AB certainly does. Here we go. The number over 185.5 for Fields, AB. Rodgers is over 255.5, minus 110, minus 115. Let's start there.
I actually think Fields might be the better play here. I could see the Packers really running the football. They had success on the ground when they played the Bears in Week 6 earlier this season. You look at Green Bay, they ran for 154 yards. That was the Packers' highest total this season. And Chicago's had trouble stopping the run game. They've allowed 120 yards per game this year. So I think that not only the more passing opportunities, but how the game script could go if Green Bay is up, especially up by, say, 10 points or more, you're going to get way more passes out of Chicago. So I don't hate either. I think that Fields, it might just be the smarter play, if that makes sense.
No, it certainly does. Alex from the chat, and you may have said this, I have a million things going on right now. They're asking about Dillon's rushing prop, which is 55.5. Did you mention that one?
I did not. Yeah, so I think the 55 yards is fairly efficient. While I'd rather play if I'm looking for overs or you don't like particularly playing unders. I mentioned how I like Aaron Jones's under on his rushing plus receiving prop. If you're looking for an over, I would prefer to go with Dillon here. However, I do think the 55 number is fairly efficient. It opened around 50. I liked it a bit there, but yeah, it's had some trend. It's had some movement up. So yeah, it's become a little bit more efficient. We were getting his rushing lines in the 30s and the 40s not long ago, and I do want to caution that Aaron Jones is still going to be involved in the game plan. He's still going to mix in quite a bit. So yeah, while I like it, I do anticipate Dillon having between 12 and 14 carries, very likely. I think this number is creeping towards where it doesn't have the same kind of value it had when it was in the 40s. So I'm personally staying away, even though I love A.J. Dillon. I like the receiving prop a lot that AB is on.
Okay. I like that a lot. Great analysis by you. Mikey, let me come to you. We have found some really good value at times this year on attempts and completions. Fields' attempts is 27.5. His completions is 16.5, so about 60%. And then Aaron Rodgers, 32.5 plus 105. His completion is 22.5. Either one of those four numbers efficient to you or have value for you?
I mean, you mentioned efficient first. I think the Rodgers one is pretty efficient. Just if anything, I could even lean to the under just because I think they'll have some success on the ground in this game and they might have some shorter fields. You can lean towards the over on Justin Fields. I think that they're going to be forced into a game script where he has to throw the football. I don't feel comfortable playing either one of them, but if I had to, it would be the Fields one.
Okay, very good. Alex, let me come back to you. Devonte Adams. He's going to be somebody people love to play him. His catch prop is 7.5. His yardage is 86.5 minus 114.
Yeah, I tend to shy away from a lot of these guys like Devonte Adams who are in this territory. While I certainly, understand wanting to play it's over, to me, these lines are pretty efficient unless you have a significant edge on the matchup. I also tend to look for, when I'm playing receiver props, a scenario where I feel like the team or the team that the receiver is from is going to be pushed and that, the opponent is going to force whatever team it is to have to move the ball, to score, to throw the ball. I'm not sure the Bears provide that sort of game script tonight against Green Bay. So while he's certainly capable of going over, I would lean over on it. I'd probably, say it's an over or nothing unless, you have a strong take on it. This game does not provide the sort of game script that I'm looking for personally to back a guy at this number, at this many yards.
Mikey.
Yeah, so I'll back up the same thing here. If you look at my simulation data, I do have this number at 96 yards, and I'm not playing it. It's super fragile. It's much like playing Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill today. Anytime you have a spread where the point spread's getting up to 10, you get later in the year where weather starts to have an impact, you're just so vulnerable to what the game script is dictated. Like you look at the Kansas City Chiefs here, they had a defensive touchdown basically on the first play of the game. And all of a sudden, they're up by 2 touchdowns. Tyreek gets tweaked a little bit and uncomfortable, heads to the tent, doesn't really return because they don't need him to, right? And when you've got Rodgers in there, you've got, he's the focal point of the offense. So like classic case, I'm not taking the under on it. I don't want to mess with the under on that one. The model says you can lean over. He's obviously got the upside. He's obviously got the talent. It's just a question of, are they in game scripts where they're going to have to throw him the football? And at that point, you're truly gambling, in my opinion. So, if you want to trust the model, blindly play it. It's fine to do so. It's just not where I choose to invest and find my edges.
Okay, fair enough. 49ers 1st and 10 at the Bengals 12, completed down inside. It might be a touchdown. This game might be over.
It's touchdown. That's got to be a touchdown. Let's go.
They're saying he's out of town. They're out at the 1. They're going to review it. It'll be either first and goal or it'll be game over. But either way, this works out good for us. Now he went out of bounds at the 1. So they'll have first and goal from the 1 with a chance to win 26-23, which would push the over, and it would help Mikey. It would help all of us. So let's punch that in. Now, the Bills had to punt on their first possession in overtime. So the Bucs are inside of their own 15, 3rd and 1, just under 8 minutes to play. So we really need the Bucs to get this third down here and not give it right back to the Bills. This is getting really good. This is the first time all year that this has happened this late into the show. This is fun. This is fun. And, of course, the Bucs. Mike's like, it's not that much fun. I believe they got the first down, so they have a fresh set of downs at their own 20-yard line. All right,
any
so let's
Gronk action, Coach?
Not in this drive yet. They just had 3 downs so far.
It'll come.
We'll get
Gronk.
Gronk
That puts him in field goal range. Don't worry.
I've
seen
so.
this movie before.
We need what, 5 yards? Or we need how many yards?
We need 4 yards, 3 yards, actually.
3 yards, 3 yards. All right, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. All right, we've got a lot more numbers to talk about in the chat. Thank you all so very much, by the way. Continue to pound that like button for me. Alan Lazard, longest reception over 14.4 yards from Cody. AB. I like Lazard as a player.
Yeah, I do too. It's fascinating, right? Because you look at how Green Bay, all right, so let's just take a look at their offense. They're going to try to run the ball as much as possible, all right? And how do they replace Randall Cobb? Like, that's what I'm most interested in. Is it going to be the short passing, to the running backs? Is it going to be slot receivers? Is it going to be Devonte Adams? Is it going to be MVS? Like, they have so many options. And with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, it's so difficult to pinpoint who's going to have that game because he could literally make anybody have that one. I would say pretty much roll yardage over receptions just because it can be tough. Props, what are your thoughts? I know that you –
Real quick. Let me jump in. Breaking news, real-time scoring. The game is over in Cincinnati. The Niners have scored. They reviewed it. It is a touchdown. So the under-bettors are ticked, but – there's a lot of happy people with pushes right now and even wins because 49ers went off at 2 today. So 49ers cover. Bengal fans, your great year just continues to slip away with one bad loss after another. Alex, sorry, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up, we're on the subject of Lazard and kind of the ancillary or complementary players in this Green Bay offense. MVS has established himself as the number 2 option in this Green Bay passing attack. While the numbers may not jump off of the page, it is worth noting his target share has been consistent. He's seen close to 8 to 10 targets on a weekly basis. He seems to have earned Rodgers' trust, and that is something that we're not used to seeing with him. He's kind of been a volatile player in the past. But yeah, I've actually been very encouraged by MVS's target share, especially recently. That is definitely something you want to pay attention to because his yardage totals are still fairly low. So MVS is a guy that I feel like has a lot of value. The reason I'm not playing him tonight is because this matchup to me does not scream one, like kind of how Mikey and I were discussing Devonte Adams. I'm not expecting the Bears to really be able to push Green Bay to have to air the ball out a ton. But yeah, in future matchups where MVS is flirting around this 40-yard number, he's getting 10 or 8 to 10 targets pretty routinely. That's something you definitely want to look to and pay attention to as well.
You said flirting around, correct?
Correct.
Flirting. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, just want to make sure that that's what I heard. By the way, Yamir in the chat says, "Am I on mute or banned? Can you see the pics I asked for?" Yamir, do you know how many people are watching the show right now? We try to get to as many as we can. We're not always going to get to yours, so relax. And I apologize, but there's a lot of people that have questions, and we try to get to as many as we can. All right, I love these type of props. And, Mikey, you're so good at them, so much better than AB ever thought about being. Aaron Rodgers tonight, his number is over 36.5 for longest completion. Every now and then we get one of those that just flies down the left side, right? So what do we like here? We like that number?
Yeah, I'd lean on it. I definitely wouldn't play the under on it. I do think that will connect with Devonte on one of them. He'll connect. You'll take a shot with MVS at times. So, yeah, it's over or nothing for me on that one.
Okay. By the way, listen to Kelsey in the chat. We have a lot of people. We're not even to 400 likes yet. Pound that like button. It's so important for the growth of the show. You guys don't know where we're headed with this show. Every like matters. I like this. AB, let me come back to you. How about Devonte Adams touchdown and the Packers to win? Boosted, I believe it's Caesars, to plus 160. That's kind of a fun bet.
All right, say that one again.
Devonte Adams touchdown and Packers win plus 160.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's
like
really
it.
good. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I like it. All right. Alex, let me come back to you. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Over 41.5 receiving yards for MVS, who may or may not be my ticket to the club. I'm just saying.
That's a good ticket you got there, Coach. Yeah, no, I just mentioned MVS. I like him a lot. I'm bullish on him. He's a guy I've paid close attention to. However, against this particular opponent, I just do not think the Bears are going to kind of provide the sort of game script.
Gronk, baby, Gronk!
Yeah, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! That's 5-0 on the column this week.
I figured it was okay to interrupt you.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry, son. Come here. My son just came running. Come here real quick. This is a crazy show anyway. He goes, Dad, what's the matter? What's the matter? My man got two parts today. Today.
Awesome job.
Nice work.
Whoa. What happened? What happened, Mikey? Talk to me.
Bucks win. Walk it off, baby. Touchdown. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Significant.
Let's go. We got Gronk. We got the Bucks winning.
Oh, Freeman scores. Freeman scores. Oh, my God. 20 minutes ago, we thought we were dead in the water on both games.
We were toast.
Dead in the water on both games. How does that happen?
That would, Coach, that would not only cashed all of our bucks, that just cashed the AB3 for this morning, too.
The AB3.
Stop it. The AB3. All right, everybody, at the same time, we got to go 2 thumbs up for the AB3 on the count of 3. 3 on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
I want to point out that AB hit Tyler's Lockett 5 times in that game as well.
I feel bad for Noah right now because Noah is having to rewind this thing like 47 times trying to get all the gifts of everybody doing everything here.
I don't even care. This was amazing. So to quickly recap, Mikey hit his 49ers and 3 other people on the show had the 49ers -2 in overtime. After the Bengals kicked the field goal, the over pushes 9 points in overtime to make that happen. Bucks giving 3.5. Up 17, fourth quarter. Overtime. We needed a Gronk catch for 3 yards. We get it. Next play, touchdown. We walk it off. How amazing is that, gentlemen? How amazing is that?
Huge.
Woo!
What was your props article today, Alex? Did you go
5-0, Mikey? 5-0.
Nice. I went 6-0 for the week as well. That's an 11-0 combined.
Amazing.
Man,
this is the best subscription in all of sports.
All right, we need one of these too. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, everybody. We need give me more. Give me more. Let's go. All right. And of course, our friend Fayaz, who had the huge hangover this morning, just goes, "My hangover's gone." Yeah, we get it. He goes, "Good evening, friends."
Pickle juice, baby. Pickle juice for the win.
Juice and laps around the living room, maybe said.
Maiden says Bucks -3.5. How many people love the new rules in overtime? Now they don't just play for a field goal anymore. Thank you. But what makes that amazing is the Bills already had the ball. The Bucks could have settled for a field goal to win the game, and they didn't. Because Tom Brady understands there's people out there that root for him, that bet for him, that have his back each and every week. Thank you, Tom. Oh, that was exciting. Okay, now, what time is it? Damn it, what time is it? All right, it is 7:57. I don't think I've had this much fun on this show. We have fun every time as I've had in the last 30 minutes. So, excuse me. Let me calm down. Okay. So, for those of you that are brand new to the show, You picked a pretty good night to tune in. I'll say that right now. So we have three very important things to do. So our guy M Squared, he was here from day one. We just passed our year anniversary, and we're just getting started. We do a little something called the Donkey Parlay. We put together a bunch of different legs and all, just kind of like throwing jambalaya into the pot and just seeing what comes out. And we've hit it 4 or 5 times just in the last 2 weeks. So, Mikey, we have reached that time of the show. AB, is the graphic ready?
We got it.
Oh, drop the mic. Mikey, you're up.
All right. We got 6 legs on the donkey tonight, starting with the Bears alternate spread plus 21.5. Packers minus 4.5 on the alternate spread. You can play it down lower if you want. 4.5 is the number in the simulations that give us the most upside here. So under 52.5 total points in the game. David Montgomery under 89.5 rushing yards. A.J. Dillon under 79.5 rushing yards. Aaron Rodgers over 199.5 passing yards. Comments on this quickly. I expect David Montgomery to still get carries and the volume. Everyone is active and healthy. I expect them to throw. I expect Fields to run a little bit. I think his number lands around 65, 66 yards. A.J. Dillon, very similar story. I like his involvement in the passing game, but very clearly going to be a timeshare. Outside of busting a 60-yarder, I think he ends in the mid-50s in this one. And then Aaron Rodgers, I think he comfortably hits 200, but I would not play the 249 or above option on that one.
All right, soak it all in. Leave it up for a second. AB, let the people get all the numbers, get all the bets in. In the meantime, great text from my man Houston in the chat. He says, this is only $9.99 a month. I remember Cappers quoting me $1,000 a month, and you guys provide way more insight. Hashtag facts, Houston. Hashtag facts. We don't believe in gouging everybody for a monthly mortgage payment. We believe in building a huge community. Everybody plays together, and then we win together. That's what we believe in, which is why we only charge $10 a month, which is why, Alex, we say the SportsLine is the
best subscription in all of sports betting.
You're damn right it is. All right. Now, we have reached the top of the hour. Brand new group of folks that are dropping in. Welcome to Early Edge Live. We're having a blast so far tonight, counting down 20 minutes away from the Bears and Packers, minus 11 to the Pack. And the total, again, AB is 42.
43.
43. We're not touching it, so we don't care about the total here tonight. So it's that time of the show. And with each passing week, the anxiety gets higher and higher and higher, that the reality that some of us will be locked out of the club while other people are inside dancing, grooving, and like AB, if he gets in, twerking. I don't twerk. However, I will cut a rug if I can get in the club. Now, this is called the Van Jefferson Memorial first touchdown of the game pick, and it has to be north of plus 1,000. If you have a name that you like in tonight's game, north of plus 1,000, put it into the chat. We want to know who you think will score the first touchdown of the game tonight. But I told you Mikey's an OG on the show. He also is a trend setter. He won the very first night that this happened with Van Jefferson, hence the name of the segment. So, Mikey, as always, you get to go first. What do you got?
All right, we'll stick with the theme of tight ends, and I'm going with the team that I am confident will score a touchdown in the game. So that's going to be the Packers. I'm going with Mercedes Lewis, 35 plus 3,500. I do think the Packers will score. I'm not sure about the Bears scoring a touchdown. So plus 3,500 on Mercedes Lewis. Still a little bit of a red zone threat. This just projects as the kind of game where he is on the field for a few extra snaps and could be open in the red zone. Just simply too much value here. When the game is this lopsided, any of those weapons that play snaps should not be above plus 3,500 at this point. So it's very clear the value on that side.
Okay. Give me that name one more time. I need to write it down one more time.
Mercedes Lewis.
Mercedes Lewis. Sorry, I didn't write it down the first time. My apologies. All right. So Mikey is on Mercedes Lewis. And if you notice a little hit of swagger, confidence, dare I say arrogance coming out of the voice of M Squared, it's because he's been in the club for 14 weeks. He's been kicking it. He's been drinking. He's been all the good stuff. We're still outside in the rain. All right. Alex Alex is in the club. What do you got, Alex? You're up next.
It's glorious in the club. Let me
Shut
tell
up!
you, fellas.
Shut up!
It is so nice. Mike's friends with everybody. He's getting me free drinks.
I'll tell you, it's going to be nice tonight after that finish in the 6-0.
It is indeed. Yeah, Mike was doing a guest DJ set earlier. Like, you guys are just missing out on a ton of fun. So I'm loving life in the club, fella. So I hope you guys can get in here ASAP because you're missing out, gentlemen. So yeah, I'm going Cole Kmet. I was surprised to see this guy at plus 3,300 tonight. He hasn't scored a touchdown in his 2-year career. He's an every down player for the Bears. He's led the team in targets over the last 4 weeks. He's had 7 targets in at least 3 of the last 4 games, whether it's Justin Fields or Andy Dalton behind center. They seem to really like Kmet, who's overtaken Jimmy Graham early in the season, become a full-time player. I think there's a great chance he scores his first touchdown tonight. I thought the value was good at plus 3,300, considering how much this guy plays and the target share he gets. So going Cole Kmet.
I think of 2 words when I hear you give out Cole Kmet right now, plus 3,300. 2 words come to mind. House money. That's exactly what you're playing with right now. House money. All right, AB, you're up.
Yeah, Coach, when I was doing, film study all week and looking over the numbers and nuggets for every game, but especially this one leading up to tonight, I found a little piece of information that the McCaskies own the Chicago Bears, Virginia McCaskey. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's on paper. On the field, Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to go with Rodgers plus 2,100. He's pumping it in tonight. He's feeling it. We might even get the discount double check going. I'm fired up. So, yeah, give me A-Rod here.
That was I had no idea where you were going with that. That was very, very funny. Very funny. Surprising, but very, very funny. All right. So I thought long and hard about this afternoon as I was rolling in one of my 3 birdies that I had this afternoon. Did I mention I had 3 birdies today? So I'm going to go with a little lower number, but right now I don't have the ability to play it like Mikey or Alex does because they're playing with house money. I need to get in the door. So I'm going to go with a little man we call MVS, Marquez Valdez Scantling, at just north of plus 1,000, at plus 1,050. But I'll take it. It counts. And damn it, I better see him just streaking down the sidelines early in the first quarter and a gorgeous little Aaron Rodgers dropping it right in, running in right this, and you'll see me running in and out of my driveway all night long. Marquez Valdez Scantling. I like it. Now, do we have any right? Yes, AB. What do you got?
Yeah, the jeweler just texted me to let you know that he wants in. All right, he's got his pick for tonight, and he's got Equanimous St. Brown at plus 2,400. So our man ESB. That's for the jeweler.
Why didn't he text me?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm just relaying it over.
And again, ruining my flow, which is exactly what you do. All right, so the jeweler, let me add it to the list, is on who? Please tell me that again.
He's on St. Brown plus 2,400.
St. Brown plus 2,400. Well, I tell you what, jeweler, he's not in the club yet either. There's 3 of us in, 3 of us out. Sia has the only 2-time ticket, and he hasn't taken any of us as his plus 1. Sia's just like, no, I'll be selfish. All right, real quick, the game starts in 14 minutes. So I know we had a bunch of new people come on at 8 o'clock. So real quick, if you can bring up the donkey parlay one more time, Mikey, run through that for the people that are new, and then we'll go through our best bets, and we'll get the hell out of here. Go ahead, Mikey.
All right, donkey parlay, taking the Chicago Bears on the alternate spread, plus 21.5, Green Bay Packers minus 4.5, the under 52.5 in the game. David Montgomery under 89.5 rushing yards, A.J. Dillon under 79.5 rushing yards, and then Aaron Rodgers over 199.5 passing yards. Put them together, plus 400.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Now, Assad 3,500 in the chat says, laughing my ass off. Somebody text coach. No, trust me when I tell you. They text me enough during the show. I don't need any more texts from the bosses, threatening my job, the jeweler, everybody. Stop texting me. Stop texting me. All right, now let's bring up quickly the best bet full screen there, AB.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was the only one with picks tonight, so we don't have a graphic. But I
See
can,
that?
I can knock them out for you real quick.
I got you. No,
Yeah.
I knew you did. Real quick, you're the only one. What's our best bet for tonight?
Yep. So we got 2 tonight. We're going A.J. Dillon over 13.5 receiving yards. We're also going Devonte Adams, longest reception, over 26.5 yards.
All right. Chad says Kelsey's not in the club either, Coach. Get our girl in. Chad, you don't want Kelsey in the club because she will drop it on your head that she's now in the club and you're not. She owns you, Chad. She owns you. But Kelsey's pick is Aaron Rodgers plus 2,100.
Brilliant pick.
Brilliant pick. Why would anybody back you? I don't know why anybody would back you. I really don't know that. But I tell you what, you're growing almost a cult following. You are. All right. All right, we've done enough damage. I like to end every single show where my guys get to say 15 to 20 seconds on what they're most looking forward to tonight. And after this show, damn it, we better be looking forward to something. Alex, start us off.
I am looking forward to a vintage Aaron Rodgers performance because I talked about this a few weeks ago, how I felt like he was one of the best values in the futures MVP market. He has shot up, and he is currently in second place. He was at fifth place when I talked about him. So I think with a big performance, he can be neck and neck with Brady. So that's what I'm going for.
By the way, classic Kelsey fashion. She goes, I didn't tail AB. AB tailed my ass. I love it, Kelsey. All right, AB, you're up.
That was solid. No. I mean, we love Kelsey. Absolutely. I'll tell you what. The Chicago Bears have never covered the spread against Matt LaFleur's Packers. Not one time. And this is a monster spread tonight. I'm interested to see if they get it done or that streak continues.
All right, Mikey, there's a reason I'm making you last. Rare is the time that we don't have an official play on the spread in a primetime game. I've got to play something. And I know earlier in the show you said you have a lean towards a side. Can you re-give that to us, please?
Yeah, on the side I'm leaning on, it's the Packers. My simulation number is minus 13.2. It's just not in a comfortable spot to end up playing it there. So if I had to play it, and if you only want to play the spread, that's where I would go, is the Packers. If not, I would still consider them in a teaser and bring the total up and play it under. It is probably what I would do most, which is basically what we've done in the donkey parlay as well. But if I had to pick one, I would still lay it with the Packers at the minus 10.5, minus 11, whatever it's at currently.
And what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the cocktail I'm about to have after the show is over, and I'm looking forward to Mercedes Lewis catching the first touchdown pass of the game.
It will drive me insane if that happens. Absolutely insane. I'm looking forward to going back to my book after the weekend that I've had and actually looking at the total being higher than it was on Friday because of what just happened the last 20 minutes. Saved my entire weekend. So I don't give a damn what happens tonight because I'm happy right here and right now. And damn it, this was so much fun. And this is exactly the reason we started the show, this brand, everything that we're doing. But it's not just us joking around all the time. It's all of you at home watching every single minute, every show, every day. That's why we're growing the way that we do. Yeah, we love to have fun, but damn it, we need all of you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And there's only one thing left to do. And you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Prop Stars, Dial Up, M Squared, the jeweler ruining my flow, texting in. But he is our executive producer, and he runs everything at the brand. Kelsey in the chat, Chad in the chat, Noah, and everybody else behind the scenes at SportsLine and the Early Edge. Damn it, we love this so much. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. sharp, right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.